I got this pair of Favero Assioma Duo dual-sided pedal-based power meters about a year and a half ago, and frankly I think that these are about as good as a power meter can get. First and foremost, among my reasons why I think they're so good is that they simply work. You take them out of the box, you charge them up, you screw them on a bike, you do a zero reset, and you're good. You're good to go. There's no special torque specifications, no crazy setups that make you feel like a scientist every time you're changing them from bike to bike. You just put them on like any other pedal, hand tighten them, and they work. Pretty happy with that. I've tested these for their actual power output concurrently with some other power meters, such as an indoor trainer or some other power that records from a different part of the bike that I've had. And I think that the numbers are pretty accurate. They never spike really strangely to one side or another. I found them to be pretty reliable. I'm a big fan of two-sided power readings. I've been using two different left-only, left crank-based power meters before I switched to these, and I, like probably most other people in the world, always had this sneaking suspicion that my power meter just wasn't telling me how much power I was putting out. But it turned out that I actually do have, I have a left-right power imbalance, but in my case, my imbalance switches depending on how much power I'm putting out. So when I was doing easy riding, I was getting 53% of my power, and I still do, getting 53% of my power from my left foot, whereas once I went to threshold or deep into anaerobic, I would get 53, even 55% coming from my right foot. So what that meant was that a left-only power meter was over-reporting my easy riding, but then if I was putting out some big watts going up a short hill, then it might have even been shortchanging me by about 10%. So not really even getting in the ballpark if I was curious to what my actual number was. Another thing that I like about these being pedal-based and being so simple to install is that the portability from either one bike to another, or if you want to travel with them, it's super easy. So they have an app that you can put them in sleep mode if you don't want to drain the battery or have them blinking on you while you're going through airport security. You can do that, but I've used these on anything from a hotel gym bike. You just want to pop these on. I put them on a rental bike. I switch them between my own bikes all the time so that no matter what I'm riding, I know that it's my power meter. It's a power meter that I can trust. And so that's the most important thing to me in putting a good effort in, whether it's training or racing or whatever. So I found them really convenient in that. Another great feature that they've had versus other power meters that I've had is that they're rechargeable. So these two little dots that you can see there on the left one, that's where they charge up. They come with these little adapters that are kind of like a MacBook. They with magnets, they snap onto there. You charge both at the same time. I tend to get about at least 50 hours of riding, maybe more, between when I have to charge them. So not really an issue, and they send a little reminder to your headset that the battery is getting low, I think when they reach about either 20 or 10%. So I've never actually had the case of them dying on me during a ride. Sometimes when people look at these pedals, they've seen the electronics of this, I think, are all inside of this little bit here, and they've questioned whether getting these pedals would affect the Q factor, how far off of the center their actual foot is away from the bike. And so I put this, this is just a spindle. You can take the pedal body off of it. I put this spindle next to Speedplay pedal that I have right here and line them up so that it would be the same as if they're on a crank. And you can see that actually the midpoint of where where the cleat body would go on here and then the end point of this, they're actually about the same. So the Q factor on a Speedplay and these Assioma Faveros, they're actually the same, even though there's that little bit of electronic there on the inside. The fact that the entire functionality of this power meter is contained in this little bit that you can see right here, I find that a little bit hopeful that for right now they have Look compatible cleats, Look Keo compatible cleats that work with the pedal body, but maybe they'll find a way that they could put other pedal bodies onto there so that people that have different preferences in cleats could use this otherwise pretty great product.